Howdy, Beefalo Bard here, and welcome. Okay, this is the short version of the last hour-and-a-half long video. I'm not sure why this still shows Google. I haven't got that set to do that. Okay, first problem. Gonna hit play. I haven't changed character yet. Okay, this is a YouTube video that is playing as part of a blueprint. Okay, make it simple. I'll come over here and sit down in a chair and take a look at it. And yes, I know there's clipping. I wanted it, and it works for what I'm doing. So this is actually a streamed YouTube video. It's a short YouTube video from Cindy Studios. The problem that I'm having with this is, well, let's get back up. I need some form of sound attenuation for that. See, I'm a long ways away from it, and there is no sound attenuation available that I know of for a URL being played as a web browser. Okay, so I mean, I can teleport back over there, and that's number one issue, is trying to figure out how to get sound attenuation for a web browser playing an embedded video. Okay, the other problem. All right, I want to sit in this chair right over here, and it keeps going back to the middle. So I'm going to start it from scratch here, and I'm going to go sit in the chair right here. No problem. It's sitting in the chair that I selected to go into. I'm going to get up. I'm going to walk over to the other chair on the other side, and it's going back to this side. And the problem is, okay, that's nice, but it's not being consistent. I'll sit in this chair and I'll get back up here, walk over, sit down, and now it's gonna break every time. The video that I was just doing, I could come over here and sit in this chair and it's fine. I'm looking directly at my player, come over here, and it would let me sit in the middle chair. Then it would let me sit in the other chair on the other side. It would let me change chairs back and forth. I don't know why it's doing that as well, but it's not being consistent, and it's not even breaking consistently. So it's not like I can say, okay, this is the issue, that is the issue, or whatever else. Sit in this chair, no problem, get back up. His feet are going through the floor a little bit. Okay, see, it's working this time. I went to the middle chair. Let's go to this chair over here. And now it's working just fine. You can see, this is not an edited video. This is a live stream. Go back to the middle chair, and now it's broken. Why is it broken? All right, let's take a look at the chair. When you go to the chair, no, I don't want to change the name. All you're doing is you're setting the chair, you're setting an arrow, you're setting a box collision. On the event graph, whenever you on component begin overlap, this is from the actual entry point right here. You can see it says entry, so that is the box collision. It's going to cast to the player. It's going to set a variable inside the player of I am at the chair. Okay, this standing by chair, this is just another variable that I put in here to try to isolate another issue. Okay, so I'm going to go to our player, and whenever we hit the E key, when we're standing next to the chair, it's going to run a flip-flop. It's either going to tell you to sit in the chair or get up from the chair. So when you run the custom event for sit in the chair, there's a branch that says is sitting. No, if I'm not already sitting, then it asks, am I at the chair? If I am at the chair, then it's going to force me into a third-person view. That's something totally different. It's going to get all actors from class, and then I'm referring to the BP underscore chair, and I'm running a for each loop. And from the array element, I'm getting the standing by chair is fine, and the reference to the arrow. The reference for the arrow, it's making sure that actually it's verifying that I was standing by the chair, and that branch is letting it continue on with everything else. Okay, The arrow is giving me my world location and my rotation of the arrow, or for the chair, so to speak. And it's taking that world location and world rotation, and it's going to set actor location and rotation. Sweep breaks it, so I don't run sweep on it. Gets a reference to character movement, deactivates it. Gets a reference to the character mesh. It plays an animation to go from stand to sit. There's a delay. I have a montages for these. It doesn't matter if I'm running a montage or not. It plays the animation from stand to sit. This is the duration of that animation. Then it plays the sitting idle animation, and it sets a variable saying is sitting. Okay. Now if I want to go to stand back up, get up from chair, it asks, are you sitting? And if the answer is yes, then it gets a reference to the mesh and says, play the animation sit to stand. And that's the actual duration of the animation. Then it gets a reference to the character movement and activates it. It sets is sitting to false, gets a reference to the mesh, and it sets my animations class back to regular third-person animation blueprint so that I can continue walking and doing my normal thing. So that's what I'm running for that, for sitting down and getting back up. It works. Sometimes it works 2, 3, 4 times and then breaks. It works one time and then doesn't work at all. It's inconsistently breaking. And a quick look again at the screen. The screen itself is just BSP geometry, and that's just a background for it. And then there's a blueprint here for blueprint screen. I hit edit on that to bring that up. There is nothing in the event graph whatsoever. What I've done is I go to plugins and web browser, check enabled, and run that so that it actually will let you use URLs and browsers. As an example, you hit play and hit G, and it'll actually load Google in. And it actually works. I can go to youtube.com and actually load a URL in here, and it actually works. So this is a working web browser. So if you want that web browser to work, that's one of the ways you're going to have to do it. So the blueprint for the screen, all I did was I added a component of a widget. The widget, all I've changed in here is the size that I want to display, which matches the size of my screen, which is 1900 by 900. I set the widget class to the screen widget, and there we go. There is nothing in here whatsoever that shows for attenuation, and I need some form of getting attenuation on this. There is nothing. There is no way of getting attenuation. That variable doesn't do anything, but go away. So the widget itself, even if I get a reference to the widget and type in attenuation and uncheck context sensitive, there is nothing. I mean, if I try to get any kind of anything for attenuation, nothing connects to it. So I need help getting those two things to work. The sound attenuation for playing a YouTube video, and the other thing as well, even if I can't fix this problem, the chair has to be my #1 priority. So I can sit down and everything's great. Let's get back up. That is my #1 priority. The sound attenuation thing I can live with for right now. First person view and third person view. I can live with that problem as long as I can get this problem fixed with the chairs. And just as an example, this is a completely other version of a UE4 right here. Let's close these guys down, trying to get this to work with replication, but it's just not wanting to work. You can see I've actually done this before, and come over here and I can get in the Jeep, drive, I can get back out just fine, come over to this Jeep and get into this one, and it works. Now these are actually using possession, so it's a little bit different. So drive a Jeep and press E and all that stuff to enter. Yeah, that's a whole different ballgame. But why is it working for this and not working for that? Let's see here. To get the information on it, see, I'm using the same for each loop here as well, and that's to get active class, to get the Jeep, using a for each loop to get the variable of whether or not it can be driven or not. So this works. This works just fine. And it's the same basic concept between that and this. And one of the things that came up was, instead of using a for each loop, I can go from get all actors of class, and I can use a get node, get a copy, and the same thing right here. I can grab these targets, like get arrow. It's the same thing as for each loop, and I've done it both ways, and it does the exact same thing. It just does not want to work, does not want to cooperate. So if anybody can give me help on either of those two problems, specifically though the chair is my #1 issue, because it breaks, and it breaks inconsistently. I don't know why. See, it just worked just fine just then. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And now if I go back over here to the middle chair, it's broken again. So the chair thing is the #1 problem I need help with. So if you guys can help me with that one, that would be lovely. If you want more information on doing this, I had another video up already tonight, which is a long live stream on how to do this and how to get the URL to make the embedded YouTube video work. Let me know and I'll do more streams on this, but I gotta figure out how to get the attenuation to work on it. Alright, thanks for watching.